Hello everyone, I'm doing great, Peaches. Yes, this is me, Tavi, and tonight we've got 9 sets in total. Of course, this series will be just 3 sets, which will be Blight, Cenobite, and Nurse. That's what's on the cards right now. And yeah, Blight was picked by XSIDE. It's going to be Gezstrix on the Blight. You know, one of the best players, I think, of the region of SEA. So he picked the set. He's definitely confident loading in onto the Suffocation Pit 1. Can't see anyone just yet, but Cop just ticked over and he's already rotated onto the top side of the map. So yeah, I'm sort of interested to see Dream Players Cenobite. I do believe that they picked it in the Academy play-ins, but maybe it was Wraith. But yeah, they have Cenobite and then Nurse as a tiebreaker if we do get there at the end. As I say that though, Gestrix is rotated back and catching out our first survivor around this bot side. It is not maybe wait, this is not bot side. It is maybe not the best rotation for our survivors, and I guess they also kind of understood that this Xiao Dao Dao is going to take a tag around the main and run back to the main building, and there's just I think a lot going on our survivor side right now. Maybe they're a little bit panicked because they really shouldn't have been caught out like that. Geshi's just gonna get this down fairly quickly, and I think this is a great start here, Peaches.
Absolutely. I think the big plan was supposed to be stealth out Corrupt, send 2 people down, get over to the bomb side generators, and once they're in position, then, surprise hop on out, and then you got everyone in their own corners, and you won't have people running into each other like Huxon and Zadai did right there. So, yeah, Gestrix is in a great position. Had a great job finding the first one out, and then also finding Fangiana over here, over at 3 with most high progress, or most likely the high progress gen, but we just completely demolished it with the pop and eruption. We see the unhook happen in the background over here in Gestrix, of course, going straight back trying to find the tunnel out. We hear the vault. We're trying to see who's around. I know Yuan was the one that went for the unhooked, but I don't think we have any eyes on Zhao Dao. So if they're able to stealth this out and possibly get a reset and just not get found, this could be problems for Gestrix here. Oh, look at that. He's got the self-care body. That is what's up. So yeah, the tunnel out has been successfully hidden, but now our chase is on to Yuan. Yuan's gonna definitely have to make this chase last a little bit longer so the reset can happen and get more gen pressure on the board, because there's not a whole lot aside from the one at 3. And you see the eruption proc, you see the aura of one of the survivors. I can't tell which one is that, but they're making their way toward the bottom. They do not want to go. No, they vaulted in the arms of the killer. If they beat the flick, oh, that would have been a nasty flick if that landed. But Gestrix keeping the pressure on, especially seeing that eruption aura. Yeah, you're not gonna pass up seeing an injured survivor with all your rushes. But we see the first gen pop, and it looks like we're just gonna go back and see who got the pickup. We really do want to find our Saturday Dao, because like, there it is. Yeah, I think they're the ones that got the pickup. Actually, if we're able to get this, continue this tunnel out, turn this to a 3v1 as soon as possible, this could be problems for Dream Player Tavi.
Will be problems. I feel like they have been a little bit negligent on generators because of the amount of tags that they've been taking at the early game, and Gestrix I think knows this. That's why he went for the slug onto the Delhi player. It's just going to pick Xiao Dao Dao back up, and look at the spot that our survivors are in. They've got 3 injured survivors, and even though they only got the first gen done, I feel like now to get a reset, but that amount of time that was wasted by the reset means that really there cannot be any very high progress generators. That one around the middle area was hit by eruption, and Gestrix should be able to guess around how progress it is. I assume that Yuan's also going to go for a medkit reset here, so they will be all healthy very soon. Except, yeah, the problem is there's just really not that much gen pressure, and of course when you don't have gen pressure, it's hard to pressure the killer into defending the other generators too. So it's like you're not really forcing the killer's hand too much. They have a lot of freedom roaming the map and playing more aggressive when the generators aren't as pressured. We do say this though, Gestrix is going to leave back to the hook, wants to protect this area of the map, of course, considering this is the tunnel out. Pretty important to note that this tunnel out did not have any strong anti-tunnel perks, so perhaps Gestrix might run into some later issues to like secure chases. But he's going to find Yuan. He's going to go for the trade again. No fallen people will be available. And Gestrix actually just goes for the M1 onto Xiao Dao Dao. Tries to go for the rushes down. And this might be successful here because that vault is not really it was anticipated by Gestrix, not really enough here, and Xiao Dada was out of the game, just like that. I think they do get a generator done for this Peaches, but yet again, they're still forced into a fairly difficult position. Actually, Hua Xin is rotated into the top side once they attack the generators, so they might only just get one as compensation, and going into the 3v1 Peaches with 3 gens left, that is a momentous task for the rest of our survivors of Dream Player.
Especially when you find the Yuan resetting in the corner in your top side generator. So I mean, I took a quick little look around. You have the one at 11, you have the one at main. I think there's one at 2, and if you want to pull in 3, you have a pretty good gen spread here. So finding Yuan is huge. Although we do see the Hex being cleansed, but I don't think that's going to do too much for our survivors. I mean, it's a little bit more pressure taken off of them, but still, I mean, in popping the Hex, you know exactly where the survivor is at, and it's right near main, right next to the hook. And if we get this tag, this could be horrible, but Hoxton was able to get away from it, and you can see that the new death spot is all going to be toward the bottom. That top side is kind of, yeah, there's so many good gens up here that's going to be incredibly difficult to play for. I think at this point, oh, a nice swing through with Gestrix, and they might be able to follow it up with the dashes here. Checking 3 again, because we know they were working on 3, no progress there, so we're going to take our business to the bottom side. We catch out where the other high progress gen is at over here at 4, but I don't think Gestrix is going to worry too much about that generator. It's the outlier. It's away from all the other top side gens. I don't think they're too worried about that one popping. Of course, if they can prevent it, that's what they're going to do. But yeah, we have the injured Yuan, you have the injured Hoxton, and man, this is looking kind of rough here, Tommy. I think at this point in the game, with the lack of pressure, I think we might be in triage mode, where we just try to focus on the next gen. All right, we popped one. All right, let's go on to the next one, because at this point, I can't see a world where, I mean, even 4K1 right now is difficult to see for the survivors.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult right now, because not only are the generators not really completed at the moment, Gestrix is doing stuff like that. He's just getting these really nice tags with the blight, with the rushes, catching our survivors perhaps a little bit off, a little bit out of position, and that's just enough to get tagged. And just as I'm saying this, Gestrix is probably going to get knocked down here. And that swing actually missed. That swing actually connects, and Gestrix yet another down on this bot side to match Feng Yan's. My apologies, that was definitely not a miss. That was an insane rush. But yeah, it's just looking like more grim for the survivors. Maybe they should have reset. Maybe, I guess, if the tunnel out had a bit more time, few more second chance perks. Because now I think about it, the tunnel out having self-care botany and desperate measures, that's sort of the build you want in the 3v1. It's not a build you want tunneled out. So yeah, it doesn't really matter though. I don't think the self-care botany would have gotten too much value here, because Gestrix is literally just finding everyone every time. And it's, yeah, look at that. He's already maybe approaching this half, and okay, he's going to check the top side gen though, but again, this gen's going to go down to 0. He's going to have all the pressure back, and it's just really difficult. It's really difficult. They need to somehow have a miracle chase or like a miracle stealth, in my opinion, to then go for the resets. And then from there, they can work out which gen do we pop. We have to pop this bot side gen, but you know, Gestrix knows that. Maybe he can deny it or just settle with a 4K2, which is still an insane result.
Really a fantastic result. We see the unhook as well. Yes, so Yuan was able to get both unhooks. That is a good achievement itself, and it's definitely a start to get at least one more gen done. But with these flicks, with these hits that we're getting from Gestrix, I don't think it's going to last too much. Yeah, you see the eruption aura over there at main, so Gestrix already knows exactly where they're going to go next. And they hook this right next to the 8 generator that had the most progress, and you already know they're going to rush all the way back to the top side. Yep, exactly, going straight over to main, and doing some pigging, expecting maybe trying to catch out the savior here, but Hoxton is not falling for that. They know a little bit of the tricks, but this is still just rough. But kind of going back to what you're talking about with Xiao Dada, they had a chance to continue the 4v1. There's a chance where they were able to out stealth Gestrix and get the reset with the self-care botany, but I think the play that went wrong was when they went, I believe they were the one that went for the pickup originally onto I believe it was Yuan at the beginning there, and then of course, that led into them getting found out and then tunnel out, and now we're in the position that we are now. I think if we kept the 4v1, kept that person hidden, and forced Gestrix to either go for another tunnel out or spread the hooks, maybe we would see more gen pressure on the board. But of course, that is not what we're seeing. We've seen the reset, the double reset instead. We're going to see one person forcing to try and come in for the save, and maybe someone sits that main generator to at least put a little bit more pressure on there. We see both survivors. We catch both Hoxton and Yuan here at 8. And ooh, very nice 99 sprint burst though by Yuan. So that might have had a little bit of time to get the unhook for free. Possibly you see the scratch marks trying to make their way over, but they're not quite able to get there. I think we're just right in between the survivors and the rest of the generators. Really, this is just a chokehold Gestrix has right now, because now if they want to get past him, even just to go to the gens, get to the hook, get anywhere, he's gonna see them. He's gonna get a tag regardless. This is they just got ping pong back and forth. Yeah, you see Hoxton try to go over to 3. He does make it a 3, so Yuan's gonna be able to get the unhook, but unless they're able to get grid pathing, maybe they can not give it for free. Oh, look at that. They did get the unhook for free. Then maybe we're going to follow it up with Yuan. Yes, there is another tunnel out, but made the little bit of pressure is back on. It's still just insanely rough, especially when we get a bounce off of the wall and onto Yuan. So 2v1, 3 gens remaining, and not a whole lot of progress. This is looking worse and worse, Tavi.
B1 tech just spells the end of Yuan. Lovely stuff by Gestrix. Can just really chill at this part of the game. Plotus actually comes through by Fengyan, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The generators have been kicked a few times, sure, but they're not on a high percentage, as you said. They've spent most of their time on the generators, on the floor, or healing, and they're not really able to capitalize and finish a generator while Gestrix is in the downtime looking for the next survive after a hook. They're just not able to because of how fast he was finding everyone. So now he doesn't really have too much of a good idea of where our final 2 survivors are. But again, it's still extremely difficult for our survivors, considering that they pretty much have to complete a generator with, 2 survivors left. Yeah, really difficult for them. I don't know. I guess maybe it could about in this downtime, because our survivors are probably going to play a very, very slow game. I'll probably take this time to talk about the build on Blight. I feel like Pop and Eruption, they are probably 2 of the best perks. Oh, wow. Okay, well, nicely done. Next chase will come, but Pop, Eruption, definitely 2 of the best perks. Wretched Fate, I would definitely agree with. So I do like this build from Gestrix, but I want to know your thoughts, Peaches, while this chase is going on.
Well, it's definitely good value now, because I mean, Wretched Fate in the 2v, well, it's cleansed, of course, but if it was still active in the 2v1 and even in the 3v1 when it was still active, it got a lot of value. Because I mean, and I don't think, because normally if the Wretched Fate is on, whatever survivor is, they would go for the unhooks, maybe they go for the resets, maybe they wouldn't prioritize being on the gens, because if I'm not mistaken, it's 33% slower on the generators, so you wouldn't want that person, working on the generators. You want someone else to, but they've been always forced into a position where they had to work on the generators, so it really got a lot of value. And of course, when they popped the Hex, it kind of gave them away like immediately of where the savior was coming to try and unhook the tunnel out, and it was basically a nice beacon saying, hey, I'm right here, I'm I'm right next to your hook. I don't think it was the perfect time to pop it, but it is what it is. And we have 3 gens remaining. We're into our last chase with Hoxton, and we get the down on to them. So 4K3 time, 4K3. That's, I mean, we kind of expect, I mean, Gestrix is an insane killer, but we kind of expect what, 4K1s, 4K0s. Sometimes you see the 4K2s, but 4K3s, that's gotta be above the average.
I think I might have blacked out for a sec there. I think it's, yeah, plenty above the average. Yeah, well, the first series of tonight, and Blight just saw a 4K3. Blight. That Blight was Gestrix. And so that means that Dream Player will have to try their best to meet this performance on the killer, which is V4. I was right the previous time. Yay. get some bonus points for that. Anyway, yeah, we load in. V4 already knows the win con, so I think he'll probably have to play a little bit aggressive here. But well, if he is to get the win con, I think this build is actually a good build to try go for it. Got the same as Gestrix, except switched out the Wretched Fate for the pick of, oh my gosh, what a sprint burst coming through, by the way, by Gestrix, previous killer player. Yeah, he switched out the Wretched Fate for turn back the clock, so if you can start snowballing downs, I do believe Peaches is back. If you can start snowballing downs, things could actually get pretty bad for XSIDE.
It definitely can. Yeah, V4 can follow this up, get a quick down on this, which might look like it. No, we got the auto break onto the pallet, instead taking the chase over into the corrupted area. Man, this is, I mean, V4's got the good pressure down so far, but yeah, you already see that all three of the other survivors have crossed over to the top side, so I mean, there's already a lot of pressure being put on. We do, oh, very nice, a lot of great dashes and a nice hit onto A71, and that is in well, again, there's not really much of a 3-2 hold before the win time being the 4K4, but still a great. This would be a good spot to hook our this survivor here. Ooh, do we get the blind off of that? It looks like we kind of lost Ace and one there for a second, and we get the pallet stun. Very well played. But I think from there here, I think they are zoned. Maybe can, the rushers. Oh wait, all right, yeah, they broke the pallets. They can take away 2 tokens, so not quite able to get the rushes. But now we do, and we will see the first gen pop in the background. Is I believe it is being doubled. Yes, it is. So, yeah, no more gens can pop now. 4K4. I mean, hey, there's a 4 in his name. It's 4K4. You know what? I think V4 has a chance, Tavi.
Yes, I think it was a little bit of a mistake actually by A71 to run back to the map. I would have assumed that the best play would run to run to the corner, but maybe V4 can capitalize a little bit off the hook. Just to say that the unhook does immediately come through, but I don't know how much distance A71 can make here. Is taking the deep wound across that, and I think honestly V4 would have preferred to hit a different survivor because he just needs to try and get as much pressure out of like as many places as possible. So getting that one injury tag would have been huge. Doesn't really matter though. He's gonna check out this bot side. A71 actually goes for the plot twist. There's no way he bled out on the ground. So now I guess all of the pressure is gonna go away. He actually has tenacity to. Oh, that is actually, I love that tech. Maybe I'll go comment on that combo later on, but he's just gonna be gone. That's a very fast crawling ace, slugged ace here, and V4 probably won't be able to find it in time. So yeah, all the pressure's reset now for XSIDE. They have 4 healthies, and all they need to do is pop another gen to secure the tie, 2 gens to secure the win. Looking, of course, really good for them so far. Also, good to know the gen split on this map is quite different to the previous one. While previously there was a lot of gens on the top side, this one is a little bit more bottom heavy, I'd say. It's sort of split at the moment. And just as I said that, we do find Frozen on this bot side trying to pop a gen, but he will take a tag through the power. That is a diabolical hit, in my opinion. But there is a bit of ping between these teams, so to be expected. Frozen's still safe though. It is Frozen, so he makes that pallet always, and V4's still in a world of hurt. He needs to really catch up here, but he needs to find that opening as well, so he can start getting the pressure back on the ball.
Absolutely. We go for the pallet break here, and we definitely gotta get these injuries rolling. I mean, we got the injury on Frozen, but of course they were in a very strong spot in the map with the talent 3 is really nice. Oh, nice. Oh, just barely hit him with the edge of his cane. Very well played by V4. But yeah, we just gotta follow this up, continue the pressure, continue spreading the injuries, and yeah, but there isn't much. This is just incredibly rough. V4's doing well for himself for it being a 4K4 win con, but with the pressure that these guys have so far, it's gonna be extremely rough to go for. Oh my god, V4, that was disgusting. Very nice down there onto Gestrix, and we hook in this topside gender spread like you were talking about earlier, but very well played. And we have all of our perks back up and running. We have our turn back the clock, we have our pop, we have our eruption woods to be ready to go in a bit. We do see the second gen pop in the background, but this is still the Tycon. V4 is still in this match. We found another high progress gen will probably apply pop and eruption in just a moment. Once eruption is ready to go, yes, there we go. Then we'll probably look around our other generators, apply the turn back clock, and more than likely continue just trying to catch out these survivors, seeing and make where they're gonna hide, maybe get the M1 and follow up with the rushes. That's really it's just insanely rough, especially with this split. All they have to do is pop any one generator, and yeah, they're able to get the reset in the background. So this is, unless V4, I think the way forward now, take a quick peek around the generators, apply the eruptions, and I think you just gotta somehow get a tunnel out ASAP. I mean, with 4 survivors left, with only 1 generator that needs to pop, it's just gonna be insanely rough. We do catch out Frozen over here with no other pallets, so this will be an M1. Although this is a Z wall that maybe Frozen can play with, unless dang, Frozen's playing the Z wall perfectly. This is only a 110. But like, oh my gosh, we're having to use our bloodlust here. Oh my gosh, we're getting the ball. Okay, and we eventually get the tag onto them, but that was a lot of time bought, and they're able to make it to the pallet over here. Before we go for the auto break onto the pallet, and we are out of our rushes. They make it over to 3-3. It's such a strong tile. That was the one that we had to leave earlier. Oh, they baked the window ball. I kind of got baked out myself, and they do eventually vault into V4 anyway. So this will be the first hook onto them. We see the eruptions proc in the background, but V4 generally isn't doing all that bad. I mean, obviously the WinCon, we're at the TyCon, but like his skill so far, his skill expression, he's expressed it super well here, Tavi. So I mean, if this is any other WinCon, I'd say V4 is in a really, really good spot.
Yeah, it's a fairly all-right result. We did get confirmation in the intermission that the average of Blight was 10 stages for fresh. You would have been able to see that on the intermission screen. And I would say that V4's definitely on their way to that result. As I say that though, there's another beautiful tag coming through by V4. Unfortunately, A71 did miss the crouch tag. But I think the one thing that lacked in V4's performance is just maybe a bit of decisiveness. He already knows that he's got a tough win con, so it's understandable that the gameplay is quite different, I guess, to a different game. Like, you have to play aggressive on the generators, you have to try to defend them all. Well, he just lost the win con there, but he had, the whole win condition is shaping the way that V4 is playing the set. So it's understandable, perhaps, that he didn't immediately go for a tunnel out when he knew that the tunnel out, forcing the tunnel out might just cost the set anyway. So yeah, there goes the set to XSIDE. They currently have 4 hooks on the board, and A71's still second phase on the hook, but they actually do find out no score for the first time this trial. I do believe they were a dead hard player, so we're going to leave that anyway and return to the hook. I guess maybe we can secure down onto A71 here. That would be really good, but he just makes that turn, does not take the deep wound hit for this, and will also be able to make the mid area of the map. So I don't know if V4 can do too much here. The jungle gym's going to go down, but this is not really safe. We saw Gestrix get it down in the jungle gym. Just as I was saying, there comes the V1 tech, the Marvin tech, and there goes A71. So yeah, beautifully done yet again, but it's just unfortunately not enough. I always say that, it's just not enough despite this, I would say, pretty good performance.
Oh yeah, clearly V4 is very comfortable with this set. I mean, their technical ability has been phenomenal so far, but yeah, it's just simply not enough. Oh, hey, we saw in the skill check, we saw it, and they actually gave away where V4 goes when. That's right. They basically told him where V4 was going next. So going over here, we'll get our pop and eruption and take the chase on to Gestrix. So of course, the other generator is being doubled by no score and FZ. So V4 would have to make this chase. Go by very fast, but it looks like we're gonna leave him for a little bit and go toward this generator here, toward the middle. And yes, you can hear those pistons pumping. There's a lot of progress on here. We'll get the turn at the clock and maybe try and get the chases going. Once again, like even like this 3-gen isn't too terrible. I mean, I know there's the one toward the middle that can make it easier to make other resources toward the bottom, but yeah, this is definitely a holdable 3-gen that if this was any other WinCon would be looking pretty solid for V4. But of course, these chases have also been pretty insane from the side of XSIDE. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. V4 is doing good. We're gonna get the M1 of the here and follow it up with the dashes. Maybe hook into our 3-gen and maybe secure this 4K1 going into into their set. That would be a good way to end it. Very that animation always cracks me up. Now we have a gliding blight making their way toward you. I'm sorry. I hate it's just so it's just so goofy. But of course, once you get the dashes, then it resets itself. So we get the down with them. But of course, we want more blood. We want more survivors on the ground. We want to possibly secure that 4K0 going into our Cenobite set. We see the pickup onto Gestrix, and I believe this is, I didn't see which survivor this was. This is no score. Hey, like I said, this is actually, I believe this is no scores first chase of the trial, but I don't think he wants to commit, although this would be the best survivor to go for, as they are the freshest survivor. Yeah, he's trying to walk him down, trying to get him with the M1 to follow up with the dashes, but look at that, Gestrix coming out of nowhere. Get down, Mr. President. We want to get our fresh out now. We do not want to give any more than we need, but yeah, that gave him just the distance to make it over to the gate at 5. We'll see no score and Frozen leaving the trial unless they want to reset and get Gestrix out, but no, we're not going to see that happen. We're going to see the Mori onto Gestrix, and this final results, see we got 3, 6, what is that, 3 fresh, 7 stages. Still not.
Side's roster is still really solid against the Cenobites, so we have to see what they can do on this side of this side of the series. So they load in Dead Dog Saloon, and oh my gosh, Peaches, this build, I actually saw the perks and I started not realizing what they were. Wow, I have not seen these perks in quite a while. Unfortunately, I do not see batteries included, but that's all good because this build, Peaches, is probably a lot more aggressive than batteries included. So I'm not sure what to think of it.
It is definitely a more aggressive build. We got the Ruin, we got the crowd control. I really like the crowd control. I've seen it get a lot of value on this map, and of course you got the Penti just in case both of those hexes get cleansed, of course. And of course, Painters is just always a staple perk for any killer that is allowed to have it, except maybe Dredge on Midwich, because of course the skewed Painters RNG, so maybe not them. But regardless, we are already into our first chase onto Frozen on over here at Shack. We already found the box. We already got the chain hunt going away, and I believe we will get this. No, we're not going to follow up the M1 quite yet. We'll try and play for the Pound Stone over here, but not quite able to do it. We get the M1 onto them. They will make it over to main. So, of course, main is the strongest tile in the game. And we needed to hit that chain. If Anarchy was able to hit that chain, they would have gotten the down. But I think they're still going to get this down here unless they can make it over to this front window. No, they will not make it. So this will be the first down. We'll probably get our first painter as far as we're able to get the box in the background. And I didn't see which totems here. We see a head on Survivor. If we were to walk through in front of those lockers, I would have lost it. It was crowd control. Crowd control was lost. So I guess it's not the worst perk to lose. Ruin is still a pretty solid perk, but of course that will make Cenobites chases just a little bit harder to make them a little bit harder for him. But we will still light our Penti, of course, so reduce make it a little bit more difficult to work on the generators, make it take a little bit longer. Looking over here at 4, and we catch out one of the survivors trying to work on our Ruin Totem. These hexes were really close to each other. I believe that was no score poking at the hex there, but Anarchy not quite wanting to commit to that quite yet, because Tommy, everyone knows as much as we do. Turn this to a 3v1 ASAP. It's just the best. It's the best gameplay you can ask for, especially with the Cenobite, with how I would say one of the weaker killers on this roster. So definitely turn it to 3v1 as soon as possible is the way to go. You see Ruin finally. Oh no, that wasn't Ruin. Sorry, we saw Penti get cleansed. So Ruin is still up. No. Wait, what got cleansed? I'm sorry. I see Crowd Control got cleansed, but it was the Ruin. I'm tripping. I'm absolutely tripping. Do not mind me.
I think it's just the filter colors. It actually makes it sort of hard to see. There are actually 2 survivors here. The 2 survivors who were being harassed by Anarchy before, and they come in for the save. But FZ, Frozen, are really fortunate that the chains are not in the deep wound chains are not in effect, because their life would have ended right there if that was possible, because you can't endure through deep wounds. So they're going to make their way down to this boss side. I have a few pallets around here, but unless they get a body block, I think they're just down again. And although that was a good run from Frozen to make it to the bottom side, it was still a really short chase, and I feel like those other 2 generators are not too high progress, considering that both survivors had to attack the totems first and play and be aware of the chain spawning, the gateway spawning. I do not think that XSIDE have another generator that is close to completion. I do agree before that the best way to play as the Cenobite is to go for the 3v1 as soon as possible, but you're not going to be able to do that a lot of the time if the survivors play the chases too perfectly. If they just manage to pump gens during the chases, then it can be very difficult to even secure a 4K on the Cenobite. But in this position here, Anarchy has all the pressure in their hands. They're going to take a chain onto no score. That was a really nice spot by them. No score is not going to get the power down in time. Also kind of zones with that reverse side, and I don't think this is good for XSIDE at all, because they have to send in another survivor to go for the unhook now, considering that injury was not as optimally taken as it could have been. And so that means Gestrix goes down to 3 injured survivors on the board. You have to be really, really careful of not only just the tunnel out, but also the chain hunt spawning if it does come to that. So there's a lot going on in this trial right now. Very fortunate for Frozen that the gateway is going to miss there to the top side of the map, but there was one perk. That's a beautiful head on, by the way. If there was one perk that makes this even harder, I would say Sloppy Butcher. But Sloppy Butcher's, of course, not in effect right now. So Frozen's just gonna have to play out the rest of their life around this main building. If it is long enough, though, I think XSIDE can make a really good comeback here. Frozen's taking a bit of dangerous pathing around, and I think Anarchy was a little bit scared there, so there's still so much distance around the main building for Frozen, but that chain hits. That is a very critical chain, because now they have to decide whether they send in and force the down and send in another body, or if they'll just let Frozen play it out. But I really don't think they'll do that. They really need to keep Frozen alive as long as possible.
They definitely need to, because I don't think that, like you were pointing out earlier, there's not oh no Anarchy not quite able to get the chain through the ace there. It looks like we know there's got to be a lot of gen pressure building up. That chase was going on for quite a long time around here at main, so yeah, we want to take our pain res. We want to get any gen regression that we can. I mean, look at that. You see someone over there at Gallows just I believe it's a little bit over half, but the one gen that did pop for the side of XSIDE, I believe that it was over here at 7. They broke the Gallows 3 gen. That is I mean, look at the gen spread that we have here. We have the one at 9, we have the one at Gallows, and yeah, if that one at 7 were to stay in the trial and it comes down to, you know, one gen left, that it would have been incredibly difficult for the survivors to break with how tight of a 3 gen it is. So we get the unhook onto a 7-1, and now we're trying to find where I believe we're trying to find Frozen, but instead we do find. Was that Frozen actually right there? I'm sorry. These textures are absolutely, yes, it is them. It is them. And so this is the tunnel, and they were the one actually solving the boxes. Kind of surprising. Normally you'd see like a fresh hook person doing it, but it could also be a bait in its own sense, maybe to take them away from the generators here. So once again, Anarchy taking the chase around main. Haven't found too much success with it. A lot of the chains have missed here, and we see the second gen pop over there at 9. So if there was any other 3 gens around the area, it's definitely not there anymore. We do get that chain onto this, however, and now. Ooh, we weren't sure which window to go for the front or go for the top, but we are able to make it to the front. So maybe I believe someone might be set up for a head on. There's enough time for the exhaustion to go away. I'm excited. Yes, we saw it coming. Anarchy was not falling for it a second time. We are getting down onto a 7-1. We're gonna hook them, and this will be another potential tunnel with everyone injured. So this is a very dangerous game that XSIDE is playing right now. Although because they're not resetting, they are getting a lot of gen pressure on the board. Look at that. We have Gallows pop. We have the one at 9 pop. Like so, I would point out that 7 popped earlier, and this one at 12 is super high progress. So I mean, and this generator spread isn't too holdable either. It's kind of close, but not really at the same time. It's a weird spread here that we have going on. We see the unhook onto A7, see some scratch marks around the top side of main. But I believe you just want to see who this is. Yes, it's Frozen once again taking the chase around main, and we're missing another chain. I don't think Anarchy wants to take the chase on them anymore, because this is, I mean, that chase, the chases that we've had over at main have bought so much time for them to pop so much, pop so many of the generators, get so much gen pressure. We get the hook onto Gestrix, and we get the down, and we will kick this gen at 12 and go for, more than likely go for a pain res, but this is really, Tommy, a lot of the times we can kind of guess which side has the most of the pressure. Part of me wants to say Dream Player has more of the pressure on their side because everyone is injured, but at the same time, XSIDE, the gen pressure that they have is tremendous. I'm kind of, this is kind of a which side will slip first kind of deal in my opinion here, Tommy. What do you think?
absolutely. I think this is a like on the brink of like catastrophic oh no, that's not good for XSIDE if someone gets found. Well, A71 gets found
Oh.
here, and Anaki also finds the box, so this could just be a very, very quick down onto A71. He just accepts the death, trying to go edge map, but one gen does pop in response, and they are playing. I still think they played it a little bit risky, but okay, no score or Frozen got the last gen done, so I think playing for the generators, it did work out this time. I was very concerned seeing that they did not reset. By the way, this is the trial where the tunnel out was found at. So the tunnel out was pretty much being chased and nearly secured at 4 generators remaining. So I still don't really know how they play. I guess their play style is just sitting gens. So like maybe it is just the best option to go for just a slow build. Going for again like sloppy, uh, and make battery
Oh.
go rapid. So yeah, I guess maybe maybe Gestrix is maybe thinking the same. Taking Bamboozle, which that's actually a perk, funnily enough. You know, when this map was like when I was watching comp a lot back in 2023, Bamboozle was like one of the top picks on this map, but nowadays you actually don't see it that often, even on Wraith. Like Wraith is shedding Bamboozle on this map, like what a time we are living in right now. But yeah, Gestrix got a solid build, I guess. Only playing for 6 stages, so that is not a terribly difficult win condition for either side to meet if they do play really well. So yeah, I just have to see how these first chases go. I think if the survivors can make it to the main building, it would be really good for them. But I guess Hua Sin's just gonna get found out here. Bamboozle gonna get value. So I guess this chase might not be amazing. Okay, no, it does take the first hit, and yeah, maybe we do get some Bamboozle value here. Actually, Huaxin's not going for the window. It doesn't want to get chained here, so I don't know if I agree with this play.
Oh.
Okay, I agree with the play. I agree with the play.
I didn't think they were in range to that head on. To be real with you, that seemed a bit that had been just a corner of the head on. He barely didn't even look like he was in front of the locker, but yeah, no, I agree with the play. I understand why he went down there. Now you get the head on to extend chase a bit, and yeah, sorry, that kind of threw me off there, but yeah, we see him go for the top side window, but just barely wasn't quite able to get through the window, even with a fastball. And we do see the first gen pop for that chase, so that I think that was pretty solid. But of course, we're gonna see Sloppy get its value, and we're gonna get our painters over here at 9. And I don't think we have the we don't have the Gallows 3 gen that we were talking about before. We just have the one at Gallows and 7 there. But I believe there are still some gens to work with on the other side of the map. But again, we don't really need to worry about no 4K1s, no 4K2, or even trying 4K at all. Because I mean, like I said, 6 stages. I mean, that's all. I mean, it's not the most difficult for either side. Gestrik's missing some of the chains we catch out. You want over here, and yeah, I don't even think we need to really go too heavy on the tunnel. We just go for the freshes and call it a day, because I believe it's only 3 freshes on the side of XSIDE. With the 3, it was 3 fresh 6 stages. So yeah, you can just go for the freshes, get our pain reses, and I think we have a really solid build to get this win con here, Tavi.
Yeah, I think if there's one way our survivors can prevent this win condition from being met for Gestrix is, oh my god, what a swing from Gestrix! That is beautiful knowledge, and although he can't get the down, he's still, that is confidence going for that play, I think, in the high stake in 6. Sorry, that just really interrupted what I was going to say. I think if there's one way that Gestrix gets barred out of the trial at this current moment is, I think that would be playing around the main building and going for like the infinity chase type gameplay. And looking at his build, it is the perfect build. It is the perfect build to deny that kind of infinite main building playstyle, because any hit you take, you have to reset through sloppy. It's going to make that quite a bit harder. And how did that? And any window that's used is going to be stepped through and not really usable the next time around. So it's not it's not that easy to abuse the main building with those two other perks compared to what we saw before, where like every single time Frozen was looked at, he would just be at the main building and in a relatively safe spot if Anarchy did want to tunnel them out. But yeah, anyway, um, regardless, Gestrix is just gonna wow, he's gonna play very aggressive on this generator, and I guess the survivors were expecting to get it done before the down, but they don't. Luckily, they do get away though, so there's a bit of breathing room there, but they still got a lot of work to do, considering that this tunnel out might just be ended right here. Gestrix is coming back. No one's in sight, so this could be a few problems, team. Few problems because the 3v1 I think is a little bit too early in this pot.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, Yuan or Huxon have to come in, and I don't think they can. Yeah. Just like you're saying, yeah, they're not ready to let this go to 3v1. It's too early for it. But we do see the two-man stay coming in. We see Huxon getting the unhook onto them. Yuan will take the tag for it, and of course that's where Sloppy gets its full value because look at that, everyone is injured. We got at least 2 survivors with Sloppy on them. There's gonna be no resets happening, which means they'll probably go for the gens instead. But now Gestrix is going for his tunnel. They want to continue putting on that pressure. We do see the third generator pop in the distance. We got 2 more to go, and what with 360 with the chain onto Zodidao. I don't think they make it to any other. They do make it over to this toilet pallet over here at 11. They'll get the chain onto them, but yeah, I think this might be the end of them. Yes, they're not quite able to get the pallet down. This will be the tunnel out at 2 gens remaining, and I don't think they have the gens to like the gen pressure to make this happen. I mean, 2 of the survivors have Sloppy on them. I mean, it's still anyone's game. It's only 3 stages, but Gestrix only needs 4 more stages across the board. I mean, well, not across the board, but because I mean, of course, he needs the 4 freshes, but yeah, Gestrix is in a great position right here. And oh, we catch out where the reset is. That is not good at all whatsoever. I mean, we are taking the chase over to main, so that is going to will make it difficult to get that down. But when we are hitting our chains like that, and I don't even think we make it to the window, we're gonna get the fastball off of that, but we still get the down onto Yuan. So this will be another pain res, and slowly and steadily, this is looking like it's gonna be XSIDE's game. It's just there's just so much pressure with not enough gen pressure to show for it, and you got the Sloppy that really got so much value from this. They're just trying to get the resets off them, especially going to 3v1. You want everyone healthy, but not quite able to do so. I mean, and we catch out another survivor over here. This is Huxon over here at 4, and NBR user bam. There's gonna be nothing else they can use except this pallet here, and after that there's gonna be nothing. We go for the chain, and we're not gonna go for the pallet break. We might try to go for the unhook. No, we're gonna make it our way to Shack. Maybe this pallet over here at 6. Again, we'll have to get off their generator and go for the unhook, but again, that'll take time away from the gens, and we already dropped the Shack pallet earlier. Maybe we can go back over to 8, and there's a little bit some resources around there. Going for the hook over here at the hook. We do get the unhook, so Yuan will not go second, but this is just such a dangerous spot for the side of Dream Player. We do use our BT to allow Fengyun to get away and get the vault over there at 4. Now we're at this pallet again, trying to Wild Chain, trying to drop that onto the killer's head, but we already just get W key to the front of main. We get to hit the chain, but man, this is the chase that Yuan needs. They might be able to make it over here at 2 if they can make it, and oh no, not quite able to do it. That was looking, Tavi, that was looking like the chase that the survivors needed. It was going so well, but just not quite able to make it to the pallet. But very well played by Yuan nonetheless. But that's another hook closer, and 1 more will be it. I think we only need 2 more hooks and can be on. If we get 1 on Huxon and 1 on Fengyun, that will be it. So this is. It's just looking rough here, Tavi.
This is the spot where which XSIDE were in, where well that could have been in, that I was perhaps a little bit scared of. That's why I thought they should have gone to the reset, because now in the 3v1, if Anarchy had been able to secure the tunnel out, it's just really difficult. And Gestrix having those additional kind of perks, bonus perks, not bringing in the hexes, has just a lot more freedom, I guess, playing out this 3v1. It's just a bit difficult, I guess, for survivors to play the ultra stick to play the ultra stick game in the 4v1, and then transitioning over to 3v1. Sloppy is still a monster. Everyone is still injured. We only saw one reset onto Yuan earlier, but that didn't go well at all. And they're just, again, they're on the back foot here. Gestrix gets that tunnel out, and it's just difficult, even with pretty much zero gen perks. Well, except for Pain Res, which is a gen perk, but every killer has it, so okay. Except for Pain Res, we've literally just been going around dry kicking generators, and our survivors just can't really get them done faster than they're losing progress in the overall match. So, yeah, Gestrix is going to return to the hook, doesn't see anyone. This is probably the best spot if they did want to just camp it out and secure that win, because they are just one stage away, but realistically, he can find another survivor soon. There's still 2 gens left for them to complete, and there we go. We see the survivor here working the gen. So it did stop progressing, but they did take the chain to the back. So Fengyan is the next target, and I don't think there's very many strong pallets around here. But okay, winning that 50-50 is pretty big, and they did actually slow vault through it or something just at the perfect time. So they make main building. Gestrick misses the chain too, so there is, I guess, a very, very small chance here. He's actually going for the toilet pallet. I think this is the wrong play. He really had to try get as much time out of the main building as possible. And they're going to go down, which means Gestrix does take the 7th stage of the game upon this successful hook. And XSIDE take this, yeah, they take this set. They take the series 2-0. So, yeah, I feel like, extremely good play by Gestrix. I feel like they didn't miss very many chains throughout the trial. And yeah, they just played for the win con. Got there and is playing for a lot more here. By the way, clean breaks in the background, so Washington should be reset in around 30 seconds. But it's still very difficult, of course.
Of course, and we do get the unhook, but yeah, it's just I had to agree with you. I don't think going to the toilet pallet was the way to go. I think we should have played around main. I mean, I know we have the bamboozle and all that, but the upstairs door also wasn't broken either. So maybe we could have played with something around that. Use the front window, use the front pallet, and of course, when the clean break is off, then you have someone that can take a body at least for you. But yeah, I think going to the toilet pallet was kind of the death sentence, because I mean, all Kestrix would have to do would just sit at the pallet and break it while they're toward the corner, and that's basically about it. So we do get beat down onto Huxon. Once again, this will be their 2nd hook stage, but I don't think we're going to see another generator pop, although we don't have any more gen regression perks. But Gestrix just has so much pressure on the board, especially with the sloppy. You're not going to see the resets happening. So maybe they are sitting the gens. Maybe we'll see one more go, but there's just so much pressure. And now we have 2 other potential taunts. And yeah, we are going to see one more gen pop. So that is something to show for. We do see one more pop, and we are see another. I think it's Yuan working on the 5th and final one. Although there isn't any more 3 gens at least. So maybe we'll see the 4K0 here. But Gestrix has no reason to leave this area. I mean, he's right next to the most high progress generator, right next to the hook. I mean, they can kind of just sit here and, you know, that's what they want to do. Or they're gonna go for they're gonna teleport to the box over here at main. They're underneath main. I don't even think we're gonna take the chase over there though, because I mean, it's basically always a play. You get the box, take it to main, teleport, or you don't want to teleport to main, of course, because main is the strongest resource, and most of the time the killer won't teleport to you. But Gestrix, I think, just use it for a form of movement, trying to get over to 12 a little bit faster. And yeah, you do see Yuan trying to poke at the 12 gen, and we already know where Fang Yun is at, so I don't think we're going to see this unhook happen. Yeah, both survivors have accepted that they're going to see the death of Hoxton at 1 generator remaining, and now the 2 of them are just kind of play for their lives, play their chases, and play this split. But Gestrix already sees exactly where they're playing for the 12, playing for Gallows. It's gonna be rough. We do catch out Yuan over here at main. I believe this might be, unless Gestrix wants to go for the Fang Yuan at Gallows, because there's not a whole lot of resources around the 7-8 area. I know we broke some of them. We do still have Shack, of course, to work with, but no Shack pallet. See a little bit of progress, but I think actually they rotated back over to 4 here. I know 4 had a lot of progress, and again, there's no gen regression perks, so we could work at that gen if we wanted to, but Yeah. Fangin was trying to rotate up there. Yeah, you see him over here at 8. They got off Gallows and were starting to make their way over there, but now doing a complete 180 is like, yeah, nope, this ain't gonna work. I'm going over to another resource, but all we have is this drop talent and even go for the swing at that, and we get the down, and that is the start of the chain hunt, and I believe that is going to be it. I mean, this is gonna be the 4K one. That's a crazy result for the Pen, especially for a set like that's not theirs. Yeah, you see Yuan running into the arms of Gestrix. So yeah, congratulations, XSIDE. They will take the 2-0 victory over Dreamplayer. That was quite the matchup that we saw there, Tavi. That was it was good back and forth for a little bit, but just so many unfortunate win cons for Dreamplayer to make. And again, some choice builds that maybe would have been better over others, the classic cannon build. But again, this is also XSIDE that we're talking about a crazy team in their own sense.
XSIDE, they've been competing